William, hopefully your favorite videographer. We are here at the Dallas Area Rapid Transit Board meeting, the agency known as DART to Dallas, Texas residents. As a service to the Dallas community, we plan to cover DART board meetings from gavel to gavel. Public comments are required to keep DART board aware of issues close to the ridership that they may not get through other resources.
Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us. It is now 6:30 p.m. today, Tuesday, March 8th, 2016, and the Dallas Area Rapid Transit Board of Directors meeting will begin. The first item we have on the agenda are the minutes from the February 23rd meeting. We need a motion, please.
Motion.
And a second?
Second.
Okay, motion and second, no corrections? Okay, the minutes will stand as written. The next item on the agenda is a public hearing for the late 2016 service modifications. So we will conduct our public hearing at this time. Good evening again, and thank you for attending tonight's public hearing. My name is Faye Wilkins, and I will be the hearing officer this evening. For your information, DART has not received a request for hearing impaired services at this public hearing. Therefore, we have not provided a sign language interpreter. We do, however, have a Spanish interpreter available. If there's anyone here present requiring Spanish translation, where's Amanda?
She's not here.
Where's our translator? Okay. Will you kindly ask if someone needs translation services? Thank you. Okay, thank you. If not, the interpreter is relieved. Tonight's public hearing will be divided into two parts. The first part will consist of a brief overview of the project by DART technical staff. The public hearing will follow the presentation. During the public hearing, we must follow some guidelines. Pre-registered speakers will make their comments first, followed by sign-in speakers in the order received. Those who do not wish to speak may submit written comments. All comments will be included in the official public record. A DART board resolution has established a limit of 3 minutes per speaker. Speakers must address the topic of the hearing. Other subjects will not be allowed in the hearing. Questions, interchange, and discussions are not generally allowed in a hearing. However, if a board member wishes to raise a question, he or she may do so. Technical staff will be available after the public hearing for questions. Now, Rob Smith, Assistant VP of DART Service Planning, will make his presentation. Thank you, Rob.
Thank you, and good evening. Tonight's public hearing involves proposed late 2016 service modifications. If approved by the Board of Directors, changes would be implemented later this year with precise dates yet to be determined. Public hearings are required for changes involving new routes, routes with modifications to at least 25% of their alignment, routes with a significant adjustment in service frequency, or a major change to destinations along the route. Proposed late 2016 service changes are generally linked to rail extensions that are set to open later this year. One set of changes involves the extension of the Dallas streetcar to Bishop Arts, along with major changes to the D-Link route alignment and the creation of a Bishop Arts shuttle at the southern end of the new streetcar extension. The other set of changes involves the extension of the Blue Line light rail operation to UNT Dallas Station. A number of South Oak Cliff feeder bus routes will also see changes, in many cases to serve the new Blue Line stations more directly. DART is also proposing to discontinue service on Route 155, which has not been meeting service performance standards. Finally, this hearing involves experimental route and schedule changes to both of the Parkland shuttle routes, which were introduced in November 2015 to address the opening of the new Parkland campus. DART service planning staff are in attendance tonight to speak to riders or the public after the hearing about this group of service changes, and this concludes the technical presentation.
Thank you, Rob. Tonight's hearing is being recorded by a court reporter, so all comments received are a matter of public record. It is now 6:34 p.m. Tuesday, March 8th, 2016. According to the requirements set forth in DART's enabling legislation, this public hearing on the late 2016 service change proposals is now open to receive comments. To date, DART has received 6 written comments on the above issue. Any written comments received by the end of the hearing will be added to this total. We will begin to receive comments now. Please be reminded there's a 3-minute limit on which you can make your comments, and please keep your comments on the subject of the late 2016 service change proposals public hearing. And the first speaker I have for the public hearing is Josie R.B. Kidd. Followed by Ms. Kidd will be Donna Hill. Okay, after Ms. C.
Yes, my name is Dr. Josie R.B. Kidd. I reside at 6140, and I also live off the bus route of 155. And I drawed up a petition because I guess you all were saying that bus would be, omitted or, do away with. And I'm here today to give you a 120 petition, a petition that I had drawn up with. Really was thousands. We had 1,000 signatures. If everybody show up tonight, it would be 1,000. But I brought the 120 that I was responsible to take care of. And the reason I am here tonight is to let you all know that we do need the 155. I know last year this time, they also want to do away with it also. To make a long story short, a lot of people do not like to get on the 554 because of, teenagers or, bad behavior and whatever. So I'm here because I know if I don't hurry up and leave, I need to catch the 553, which leaves Ledbetter at 8:29. So I'm going to be stuck out if I don't hurry up and leave, but I do want to leave this here. And it states on here that please sign below, indicate the support continue operation DART Express Bus 155, bus route to Highland Hills to downtown, and downtown back out to Highland Hills in our community. So I'm just letting you all know that that bus is needed. And like today, I would have been on there, but the meeting was at 6:30, so the last one ran at 5:30. So I'm stuck in between 2 bad buses.
Thank you for your comments, and if you could give your petition to Ms. Hawkins. Thank you. Okay, Ms. Hill.
Hello, thank you so much for listening. I live downtown at the Manor House, and on another floor is my 81-year-old mother who doesn't drive, and she says her transportation modes are DART and Donna. And she goes to the grocery store by taking the D-Link right over off of Jefferson, and it works great for her. She likes to be independent, I offer, but sometimes she wants to go while I'm doing other things. With the new proposal, I believe that the people that want to go out and have a good time at night and not have to worry if they want to have a cocktail, now they can get on the DART anywhere, the D-Link, and go to Bishop Arts, have a cocktail, not have to worry. But with the new way, the way I'm understanding it, is with the Jewel, the Adolphus, the Westin, the Statler, all of the hotels that aren't close to Union Station, we'd have to catch the D-Link, go down to Union Station and transfer, get to Bishop Arts, and if we wanted to go to Norma's or someplace that's not right there, transfer again. It's already confusing explaining to visitors out of town how they can do that on the D-Link, but when you tell them they have to transfer once or twice, you kind of would lose them, I think. And then they just, not use it as much. And it's a great tool for downtown. I love being downtown, and I love coming home from work and leaving my car in the garage and going out and doing things, and it's great. So whatever happens, it's a wonderful thing, and I'm not going to complain if it does get changed because things have to change, but it's already a confusing route. I've ridden the D-Link hundreds of times, and I still get confused. And to try to explain it to people, and I just think if you add so many little trip elements that a lot of people will just give up. So, but thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much for your comments, Ms. Hill. Are there any other speakers? There are no other pre-registered speakers listed. So are you here for the public hearing or other comments? Okay. Is there any other person who would like to make comments on the public hearing? Would anyone like to turn in a written comment to be entered into record? Is this regarding the public hearing, sir? Yes. No, I'm speaking to the gentleman here. Okay, is it regarding the public hearing or another issue? Oh, it's not? Okay. Okay, we're going to get to you in a moment. Okay. Any comments made after the close of the public hearing will not be part of the record of these proceedings. Since there are no other speakers or written comments to be turned in at this time, I would like to thank you for attending this public hearing, which is officially closed at 6:40 p.m. Thank you. We will now conclude our regular business, and the first item on the agenda is the public comments. And public comments will be allowed at the beginning of each DART board meeting for a total of 30 minutes, and again at the end of the meeting when the 30-minute period does not accommodate all speakers who have signed up to speak. Individuals who have addressed the board in the past 30 days will be recognized to speak during the public comment period at the end of the meeting. During the public comment period, board members may not interact with the speakers or other board members by asking questions or offering their own comments. Members of the public are reminded that their behavior during DART board meetings is governed by the DART Board Code of Conduct for Citizens, News Media, and Visitors. Personal attacks, impertinent and slanderous remarks, and boisterous conduct will not be allowed. Each speaker will have 3 minutes to address the board. The green light at the podium will indicate when you can begin speaking. The yellow light indicates that you have 1 minute remaining, and the red light indicates that your time has expired. Our first speaker this evening is Leon Crockett. Okay, Mr. Crockett, if you could approach the podium here with your comments.
So basically, I just need to give a comment on what I think about the business that has to do with the door.
Okay, sir, you can go ahead.
Okay, then. All right, yes, ma'am. I think the door is a very good business. Like I've been around it for basically about 11 years, and it helped people in right character-minded things for us doing successful things across the world. And I was just here today to let y'all know I was real proud of y'all. And anything else to go on with, I'll just be there courtesy-wise to let y'all know that I care about you.
Good evening, board members. I live at 800 Ross Avenue downtown, which is right next to the West End train station, which is why I have a particular interest in the 2 brief comments I'm going to make tonight regarding public safety at the stations downtown. I very much appreciate the DART Police's posting of Part 1 crime statistics on the website. What I would strongly encourage, though, is the posting of Part 2 crime statistics, because those statistics include many of the crimes that we have a particular interest in downtown, mainly being drug sales, drug use, especially K2, public intoxication, disorderly conduct, that manner of crimes. We really need to see what kind of success is being had in reducing these crimes, because it's very important to us to work with the police department and see that our initiatives and the police department initiatives are having an effect. And along those lines, I also encourage the DART police to work with residents downtown, because we are taking an increasing interest in trying to clean up these public spaces. We have people who live nearby, like myself, and who frequent the spaces after hours and off-peak times for DART police deployment. And the things that we observe, we would really appreciate them being taken into account in future DART efforts for crime prevention and proactive policy. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Lawson. And while you're here, there's someone from the police department. Chief Wallen. Okay, if you could visit with him, please. Thank you. The next speaker we have is Veronica Simmons.
Hello again. It's nice to see you. It's been a couple of months, and St. Paul Station is looking really good. It's clean. We still have a panhandling issue there, and that's one of the things that I want to talk about tonight is the safety at the DART stations. I do want to echo what Crispin said. And of note, tonight we actually have 3 people here who live in downtown Dallas. 2 of us came to talk about the safety issues. 1 of us came to talk about the D-Link. I think DART is a wonderful service for us. I think we need to work together to make it better for both the riders and for the residents that live downtown. As Crispin said, we can see the Part 1 statistics, the major crimes that are going on, but the things that are affecting us downtown are more quality of life issues. The loitering and the trespassing that goes on at DART Station. As a woman, when you walk through the station, there's quite a bit of harassment. And I can go there a couple of times a day, and it's the same group of people just hanging out at the station. I know that we've heard from DART PD in the past that we're going to have 22 hours of coverage at DART, by DART PD at the Weston Station. On the last 2 Sundays, there have been hours where there hasn't been coverage. It could be that they're dealing with other issues, but when someone is there, either a resident, someone's working on the weekend, a visitor, it's important for them to feel safe and to feel comfortable. Then they want to continue to ride DART. As a resident, I want to know that my neighborhood is safe. I don't want to have to avoid an area. When we do assign officers to the Weston Station, I really encourage community policing. If you're at the station for hours on end as part of your job, knowing the people who are just there hanging out, you should be able to identify them and do something about it. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Simmons, and thanks for coming. There's an officer here who can visit with you also. Well, he's waving over here. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. The next speaker we have is Jorge Lopez.
No, okay. Sí, buenas tardes.
Good afternoon.
No, nomás le quería comentar que tengo el problema con un chofer que ya van 3 ocasiones que no me deja subir al camión.
I just want to comment on a bus operator that has not allowed me to get onto a bus recently.
¿Dónde? La primera, pues, iba con el horario atrasado y ya tenía yo personas adelante de mí para subirnos, tenían que pagar el boleto, yo también lo tenía que pagar y como llevaba prisa de que iba atrasado, empezó a hacer señas de que no se subiera, cerró la puerta y luego me pegó aquí, entonces ya después
The first incident, there was a line of people getting onto the bus and the operator was running behind and he asked the people to get on quickly. And he closed the door prior to him being able to get on and incidentally hit him on his elbow.
Y luego ya nomás le dije que nomás que tuviera cuidado y todavía se molestó y dijo que iba a llamar al policía y que ya me bajara del camión.
I told him that he needed to be a little more careful, and the bus operator told me that if I didn't get off he was going to call the police officers on him and asked him to get off the bus.
Me pasó y me bajé y se fue. Ya la segunda ocasión, en la Playmont para la Jefferson, iba a mi trabajo y me tocó otra vez.
After that incident, the second incident occurred in Plano. I was getting on, dígalo otra vez, in Plano?
De la Plymouth de la Jefferson para el centro.
He was on the bus going from Plano on Jefferson coming to downtown to his work, and he got the same operator.
También me tocó de casualidad él y ya me vio nada más y luego se paró y me cerró la puerta y se fue, me dijo que no me subiera y se fue.
As soon as he saw that I was there, he closed the door and told me I could not get on the bus.
Y ya esta tercera ocasión de casualidad venía de mi trabajo ahí en el Fiesta de la Jefferson, iba para mi casa una emergencia al hospital y me tocó otra vez, me tocó.
And this third incident, I was at work at the Fiesta on Jefferson, and I got the same bus operator, and again, the same occurrence happened.
Yo nomás hablé antes, me había quejado, no sé si le llamaron la atención, estaba bien molesto, pero nomás me vio, hasta se paró y como que me iba a agredir, y hasta luego nomás me dijo que no me subiera, y que y hasta se paró del asiento, y cerró luego ya la puerta y se fue, y ya es lo que ya quiero tener un remedio nada más con este señor.
I've put in some complaints concerning these incidents, and this last time, he did stop, and it looked like he was going to let me get on, but he just told me that I could not get on.
Nomás le toca a los puros sábados esa ruta.
It seems like that route is the one that he has every Saturday.
I was waiting for Maurice Bell to come back in, but he's not in, so if Morgan Lyons, if he could visit with him until Maurice gets available. Okay. Thank you, Morgan. The next item on the agenda is item number 4. I'm sorry, sir, I did not have you.
She didn't put my name down.
Well, I think I may have missed your name. What is it?
Stevenson?
Mr. Stevenson, did you have a card filled out?
Ma'am, she didn't give me one.
Okay, we're gonna get you a card and allow you to speak, okay? They're bringing you a card now. I'm sorry. Item number 4 comes from the administrative committee. It's the same item, Dr. Right on the front.
Madam Chair, item number 4, contract modification for strategic benefits consultant services, came through the committee of the whole, and it was passed unanimously, and I move approval.
Okay, we have a motion and second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposes?
Yes.
Okay, the item passes with one exception, Mr. Cheney. Okay, the next item on the agenda is item number 5, which also comes through the administrative committee. Dr. Christian?
Madam Chair, this is the item I need to recuse myself from. It's involving a contract with SMU, which is a client of my law firm.
Okay, let the records indicate that Mr. Wakeman is leaving the room on this particular item, item number 5.
Madam Chair, item number 5 is approval of contract options for leadership management, DART training, and it also was passed in committee of the whole. I move approval.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposes, say no. Okay, the item passes unanimously. If someone can get Mr. Wakeman back. Okay. The next item is item number 6, which comes through the administrative committee. Dr. Christian?
Item number 6 is authorization to delegate contracting officers authority. Came through the committee of the whole and was passed unanimously. I move approval.
Second.
Okay, it's motion and second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposes, say no. Okay, the item passes unanimously. And item number 7 comes through the administrative committee. Dr. Christian?
Yes, Madam Chair, this item is initiation of litigation to recover property damage. It was also passed in the committee of the whole, and I move approval.
Second.
Okay, well, a motion and second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposes, say no. Okay, the item passes unanimously. The next item, item number 8, comes through the Operations, Safety, and Security Committee. Mr. Carzales.
Yes, Madam Chair. Unless there's any opposition by any board members, I would like to have item 8, 9, and 10 heard together. If there's not any opposition. If there's not, item 8 is contract award for bus bike rack repair components. Came to the Committee of the Whole, the Operations Safety Committee and the Committee of the Whole. It's for this board tonight for approval. Item number 9 is exercise contract option for property management services for DART and police headquarters buildings. And item number 10 is contract for light rail vehicle destination sign parts. Those came to the Committee, Operations Safety Security Committee, came to the Committee of the Whole. They were all voted unanimously. They've asked they be finally approved tonight.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and second for items number 8, 9, and 10. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed, say no. Okay, the item passes unanimously. Next item is item number 11, Budget and Finance Committee, Mr. Wakeman.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Item number 11 was considered by the Budget and Finance Committee at its prior meeting and by the Committee of the Whole earlier today. It was approved unanimously at both of those committees. I'm pleased to make a motion for approval of the 14th supplemental debt resolution authorizing staff with certain parameters to move forward with a potential refunding and new debt issuance for DART.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and second for item number 11. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed, say no. Okay, the item passes unanimously. We're going to go back to our public speaker. We have Mr. Kenneth Stevenson. Yes, sir.
Thank you. As a handicapped rider of DART, and I don't drive anymore, the incident I describe is especially troubling. The incident happened to me on Saturday, March the 5th, 2016, on bus route 24. I had taken bus 24 from the West End transfer to the Goodwill computer store on Haskell Street trying to find some computer parts. After finishing my business, I went outside to wait for the bus. I knew that I would have to wait close to an hour because the buses don't run that often. I waited, and when the bus finally came, he came down Haskell Street at about 40 miles an hour and never slowed down, never took his foot off the gas. He ran past me. I was standing under the DART sign in clear weather, bright sunshine. He was going to the south, so there was no reason for him to have any visibility problems whatsoever. I was waving at him. He saw me standing there with my walker. He ended up blowing past that sign, that stop, and another one about 150 yards on down next to an apartment house. He went through that one and just kept right on going. I ended up having to walk all the way from that computer store, that stop at the computer store, all the way to Gaston Avenue, and then turn left and walk up to right there across from Aldi Food Store to pick up the bus 19 to come back to downtown station. I mean, this was about 4 o'clock in the afternoon when he ran past me. I reported it to the manager at the DART transfer station. He called the supervisor. It took them about 2 hours to come out there. I finally had to get the DART police to call them, to ask them to come out there. The supervisor was very nice, very concerned about it. Asked me to make a comment over the phone, and I came down the next day because I was going to rehab at Baylor Hospital. I came down to do my rehab, and I stopped back by, and they want me to come back today and talk to them, the board in person about it. And I am doing that, and it is disconcerting to me when a driver has that little disrespect for a rider, period, but for a disabled person in general. That is in specifics. That is, to me, that's just not the way that your driver should handle the situation.
Okay, thank you for coming down, Mr. Stevenson.
Yes, ma'am.
I'd like for Maurice Bell to visit with you, but I think he has a line out there right now. Danny, can you visit with him until Maurice is available? Okay, thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Are there any other speakers that I may have missed? Okay, we've taken care of all of our business tonight. It is now 6:59 PM and the meeting stands adjourned. Thank you.